Hello everyone and welcome to my General Hospital Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Sonny's heart crisis, Ava's evil move, and Christina's brutal justice. A twisted story of power and revenge. In the cutthroat world of General Hospital, power battles, personal vendettas, and unexpected betrayals are commonplace. Few plotlines have fascinated fans as much as the connected fortunes of Sonny Corinthos, Ava Jerome, and Christina Corinthos Davis. Each character is motivated by their own demons. Sonny's vulnerability, Ava's ruthless scheming, and Christina's strong sense of justice, resulting in a dramatic clash of emotions and consequences. This deep dive delves into the explosive events surrounding Sonny's heart attack, Ava's nefarious plan, and Christina's ruthless justice, showing the layers of deception, loyalty, and vengeance that define their lives. Part 1: Sonny's heart crisis. A kingpin brought to his knees. Sonny Corinthos has long been the unchallenged boss of Port Charles's underworld, inspiring both terror and admiration. But underneath his stony appearance lurks a man tormented by personal demons, including bipolar disorder, damaged relationships, and the continual threat of foes pursuing his downfall. Physical and emotional breakdown. Sonny's heart attack was more than just a medical issue. It was the result of years of stress, betrayal, and unresolved pain. The guy who once appeared indestructible collapsed beneath the weight of his empire. His health scare forced him to face his mortality, making him vulnerable in ways he never expected. The trigger. Was it the tension of his conflict with Cyrus Renaud? Is there any guilt for Morgan's death? Or a betrayal by those closest to him? The aftermath. For the first time, Sonny had to rely on others, Carly, Jason, and even his estranged children, leaving him vulnerable to new threats. Ava's role in his downfall. Ava Jerome, ever the opportunist, saw Sonny's frailty as an opportunity to strike. Their history was already rife with betrayal, her involvement in Morgan's death, her manipulation of Sonny during his memory loss. Now that Sonny was physically crippled, Ava planned her next move, laying the groundwork for a deadly power play. Part 2. Ava's evil move: the Viper Strikes. Ava Jerome is a brilliant manipulator who wears a variety of masks, including charming socialite, sad mother, and spiteful ex-lover. But beyond the composed exterior is a smart predator, waiting for the right moment to strike. The nature of her scheme. Ava's latest idea was more than simply vengeance. It was a well-planned strategy to demolish Sonny's empire while ensuring her own survival. Weaponizing Nicholas. Did she convince Nicholas to betray Spencer, further disrupting the Cassadine family? Targeting Sonny's loved ones. By going for Christina, Ava knew she could cause the most anguish to Sonny. Playing the victim. Ava is skilled at manipulating events to make herself appear innocent while pulling strings behind the scenes. Poisonous alliance. Ava does not work alone. She thrives on alliances, but only when they serve her goals. Her alliance with Ryan Chamberlain, her temporary ceasefire with Cyrus, and even her reluctant interactions with Valentine were all part of her larger plan. But what's her most deadly move? Turning Sonny's daughter against him. Part 3: Christina's brutal justice, the daughter's wrath. Christina Corinthos Davis has always been a passionate, fiery personality. Unlike her siblings, she loves conflict rather than avoiding it. Christina had had enough of her father's adversaries causing harm to their family for years. The catalyst of her rage. When Ava's plans endangered someone Christina cared about, perhaps Molly, TJ, or even her own child, Christina snapped. She was fed up with waiting and decided to take action. A violent confrontation. Did she physically attack Ava? Sabotage her business? Or worse? Christina has always grappled with the darker aspects of her father's life. Now she must determine whether she is becoming what she once detested. Sonny's reaction. Sonny has spent his entire life protecting his children from their dangerous surroundings. But Christina's actions lead him to face an uncomfortable truth. His daughter is more like him than he ever wanted to admit. Pride or disappointment? Is he impressed by her ruthlessness or concerned that she is on a path from which she cannot return? The ultimate test of loyalty. Will Sonny protect Christina from the consequences, or will he have to clean up another mess he created? Conclusion. A deadly game without winners. The combination of Sonny's heart attack, Ava's wicked plan, and Christina's ruthless retribution unleashes an uncontrollable storm in Port Charles. Each character is tested to the maximum, blurring the distinction between good and wrong, justice and retribution. Sonny must choose whether to restore his throne or retreat before his empire destroys his family. Ava plays a hazardous game, but her previous transgressions may eventually catch up with her. Christina suffers the consequences of her actions, discovering the hard way that vengeance always comes at a cost. According to General Hospital spoilers, a teaser video clip for the week of March 24th to March 28th, 2025 has been revealed, and it is a really nice one. The week in question is from March 24th to March 28th. There is a scene in which Sonny Corinthos is seen falling to the ground. With that being said, Ava Jerome plays with his medications. Additionally, there is Christina Corinthos Davis, who is of the opinion that it is an appropriate time to put an end to Ava. Continue reading to find out what occurs on the soap opera that airs on ABC this week. The predicament facing Portia Robinson. The teaser video for the week of March 24th opens with Portia Robinson and Nina Reeves. Portia is currently seated at the hospital, where she is working as a co-chief of staff. Nina can be seen occupying the chair that is directly across from the doctor's desk. After that, Ava makes her appearance and offers to assist them in getting rid of Drew Kane Quartermain. Portia may already be on to something when she looks through Drew's medical records. It goes without saying that Ava recommends doing things in her own manner, but it is likely that Portia will stick to her own plan. After all, Portia must take caution if she does not want to lose everything, including her family and profession, to Drew's blackmail. Sonny Corinthos' heart crisis. Sonny will also undergo another cardiac attack. Sonny is depicted on the floor, grasping his chest, in the preview footage. The mob boss is distraught as he attempts to reach for his medications, which are on the ground. Sonny, on the other hand, has extremely limited access to them. Next, we have Ava, who is playing games with Avery Corinthos' father. Ava Jerome's evil move. General Hospital spoilers for this week suggest that Ava makes another move while Sonny stays on the floor gripping his chest. As Sonny tries to collect his pills, Ava responds, "Oh, do you need those?" It's tough to envision Ava allowing her child's father to die, hence she's most likely attempting to force Sonny to make a decision. Christina Corinthos Davis killer chapter. Christina hurriedly reminds herself in a parking garage that Ava must be stopped. Christina ultimately takes out her phone. Then, in a concerned tone, Lucas Jonas appears to interrogate Christina about her behavior. It looks that Christina does something to Ava, but what exactly? Will Ava be murdered off? Or will Christina's story take an unforeseen twist? In any case, it appears Christina has been preparing to face harsh justice for months. Can she handle the consequences, though? Which narrative are you looking forward to the most? Share your ideas in the comments space below. General Hospital spoilers imply Nina Reeves has reached her limit when it comes to Drew Quartermain. She wants nothing more than to see Willow Corinthos stop her connection with the cutthroat congressman, and she may go to extreme lengths to achieve this. Nina is expected to tell Willow about her affair with Drew in the near future. This may be the only option to save her daughter from this terrible circumstances. But what if Drew and Willow get into a violent dispute when the nurse tries to end their relationship? Drew's response to Willow's breakup. Drew is obsessed with Willow. There's no disputing that. He is also a wild card. After all, he repeatedly crosses the line with his awful actions. Just when fans thought Drew can't go any lower, he does. So what if the truth about him and Nina comes out, and Willow wants to quit their relationship? Would things become so heated or intense that Willow worried for her life? Can she reach for a gun? Could she wind up shooting Drew in self-defense? Mother-daughter duo cover-up. Willow is now engaged in a child custody struggle with Michael Corinthos, and the last thing she needs is legal trouble. It would be dreadful if she was caught shooting the man who wrecked her marriage. As angry as Willow would be with Nina for keeping her affair with Drew hidden, if she ends up shooting the congressman, she'll need aid to cover it up. After all, Willow will be terrified once all is over. While Willow will be furious with her mother, she is the only person who will be willing to aid her in covering this up. Her mother is her sole friend at this point. Not to mention that her Nina would do virtually everything to heal their broken connection. Will Drew die? Cameron Matheson is quite busy with other projects and is frequently off canvas working on other things, But this does not mean that GH wants to get rid of him. An interesting storyline twist in all of this would be if Drew ended up in a coma, with potential memory loss when he awoke. This would surely postpone the disclosure of Willow's shooting of him, and allow the figure to remain on the canvas. It would also create a window of opportunity for Nina and Willow to endure ups and downs throughout their entire cover-up approach, concerned that if Drew awoke, he would throw Willow under the bus. According to General Hospital teasers, Christina Corinthos Davis has yet to let go of her resentment and rage toward Ava Jerome. Later this week, the art gallery's owner makes a threat. Christina comes to regret her actions the same day. So, could Sonny Corinthos' daughter push things too far? Continue reading and let's debate what could happen next in this story. Surrogate baby's death. When Christina lost the baby she was carrying for TJ Ashford and Molly Lansing, she blamed Ava. During their quarrel, the pregnant woman tripped and fell out of a window. Christina's life was saved by the pool she fell into, but the baby was not as fortunate. Ava Jerome's scandal. Christina intended to keep the baby herself, which only complicated matters for everyone. Ava went to trial but did not go to prison. Christina has been desperately seeking to make Ava pay ever then. More recently, Ava addressed Alexis Davis to persuade her to admit that the young woman is out of control. Lucky Spencer tried to encourage Christina to let this go. However, it appears that the young woman will be unable to accomplish this. Christina Corinthos Davis regret. Christina loses her temper again during the week of March 24th. Then Ava makes a threat. Christina will come to regret her choices by Friday. So it appears that another intense confrontation is taking place. But what could Christina possibly have done to feel so regretful? Is Christina's conflict with Ava leading Sonny Corinthos to collapse? Maybe Avery Corinthos watches Christina abusing Ava and terrifies the small girl? Regrets and consequences. It appears that Christina's remorse for what she did to Ava could have serious implications. If Christina aggressively attacks Ava, she may face arrest and imprisonment. It's also likely that Ava and Rick Lansing would use a lawsuit to obtain some hasty cash. After all, Ava was unhappy that her accountant had taken all those credit cards. Returning to Christina, her imprisonment would most likely coincide with the potential of Allison Blaze Rogers' return. While Blaze was always courteous to Christina, soap operas seem to keep soulmates apart. Do you think Christina will physically attack Ava? What has Sonny's daughter done that she regrets? What are the likely ramifications of her actions? Is it likely that Christina is on her way to Pentonville? Christina's critical mistake. Revenge scheme goes too far? Introduction. Revenge, a concept as old as human storytelling, often captivates audiences with its raw emotional strength and moral complexity. Yet, tales of vengeance frequently serve as warning reminders of how the pursuit of retribution can escalate beyond control, leaving havoc in its wake. Christina's story, a fictional yet iconic narrative, exemplifies this progression. Driven by betrayal, she methodically develops a revenge scheme, only to realize that her fundamental mistake twists her search for justice into a self-destructive adventure. This essay investigates Christina's path, assessing her motivations, the flaws in her plan, the unforeseen consequences of her acts, and the broader implications of revenge as a response to injustice. Through her story, we learn how the temptation of retribution often blinds individuals to the ethical and psychological problems that lie ahead. The psychology of revenge, why we seek retribution. Revenge is founded in primitive human emotions: rage, betrayal, and a desire to restore balance. Psychologists say that the drive to retaliate stems from a need to assert control after experiencing harm. For Christina, this drive is triggered by a devastating betrayal. A valued colleague, Mara, steals her business plan, claiming credit and sidelining Christina from a career-defining initiative. The humiliation and unfairness drive Christina's wrath, evolving into an obsessive need to make things right. However, revenge rarely accords with reasonable thought. Studies reveal that the brain's reward regions engage while thinking retaliation, creating a vicious loop of spite. Christina's first ideas of exposing Mara's duplicity soon evolve into complex schemes, blurring the boundary between justice and vengeance. Her emotional struggle affects her judgment, setting the stage for a major error. Christina's backstory. The catalyst for chaos. To comprehend Christina's decline, we must analyze her past. A conscientious and ambitious marketing executive, Christina prided herself on ethics. Her union with Mara, previously idyllic, crumbled when Mara's opportunism showed. When Mara presents Christina's ideas as her own, the betrayal is heightened by the company's failure to investigate, favoring Mara's connections over truth. Feeling powerless, Christina's rage festers. She begins chronicling Mara's every move, thinking that exposing her duplicity will restore her image. Yet, her concentration develops into an identity. She is no longer the injured party but an avenger, defined by her purpose. This transformation signals the first step toward her undoing. The revenge plan, a house of cards. Christina's scheme is systematic. She wants to expose evidence of Mara's plagiarism anonymously, timed it to coincide with a key corporate function for maximum humiliation. She establishes bogus social media profiles, compiles embarrassing emails, and enlists a hacker to infiltrate Mara's accounts. Her purpose is precise, to reflect the public embarrassment she faced. However, her plan holds problems. First, she underestimates Mara's resourcefulness. Second, she overlooks collateral damage. The hacker, motivated by personal grievances against the company, has his own purpose. Christina's tunnel vision hinders her from predicting these circumstances, creating seeds for tragedy. The critical mistake, underestimating the human element. Christina's main fallacy rests in her idea that others are pawns in her narrative. The hacker, leveraging her vendetta, installs malware to steal company finances, framing Mara for embezzlement. When the controversy emerges, it exceeds Christina's intentions. Mara faces criminal charges, the company's stock plummets, and innocent colleagues lose jobs. Horrified, Christina realizes her revenge has turned into a monster. Her mistake, failing to assess the hacker's motives, exposes her to blackmail. The hacker demands payment, threatening to divulge her position. Christina, now trapped in a web of her own invention, risks legal and moral destruction. Consequences unforeseen, the ripple effect. The fallout is devastating. Mara's life unravels, but public compassion turns when her mental health difficulties arise. The media vilifies the corporation, examining Christina's department. Colleagues separate themselves, sensing her engagement. Meanwhile, the hacker's blackmail increases, pushing Christina to empty her savings. Her connections deteriorate. Friends unaware of her deeds get anxious as she withdraws. Her spouse leaves, blaming her toxic obsession. Christina's professional identity, once a source of pride, becomes a cage of remorse and dread. Psychological downfall, the Avenger's curse. Christina's psyche crumbles beneath the weight of her acts. Sleep deprivation and anxiety haunt her, and she begins to hallucinate Mara's allegations. Psychologists term this revenge burnout, where the Avenger's mental health deteriorates from persistent malice and stress. Her first catharsis, a momentary moment of triumph, is overtaken by severe sadness. She sees that her revenge, intended to heal, has merely extended sorrow. This insight, however, arrives too late to rectify the damage. Societal and ethical considerations, the bigger picture. Christina's story reflects real-world examples when retribution cascades into tragedy. Cyberbullying, job sabotage, and legal fights can emerge from unbridled retaliation. Ethically, revenge contradicts with concepts of proportionality and justice, instead creating cycles of harm. Society's romanticization of revenge in media, e.g. Gone Girl, John Wick, obscures its perils. Christina's account undermines this narrative, revealing how vengeance corrupts both offender and victim. Lessons learned, pathways to healing. Christina's journey offers cautionary insights. The illusion of control. Revenge promises empowerment but often generates turmoil. Ethical erosion. Retribution weakens one's moral compass. Seeking alternatives. Dialogue, mediation, or stepping away can prevent escalation. For Christina, salvation begins with confession. She cooperates with authorities, accepting legal repercussions. Though her career is shattered, her honesty starts a difficult yet essential healing process. Jason is still in love with Carly. A deep dive into their complicated relationship. Few romances on General Hospital have been as passionate, stormy, and enduring as the one between Jason Morgan and Carly Corinthos. Despite the years, the betrayals, and the weddings to other people, one thing stays clear. Jason is still in love with Carly. Their link spans friendship, economic collaborations, and even family ties, making it one of the most interesting dynamics in Port Charles. This essay will study the history of Jason and Carly's relationship, assess why their connection has endured the test of time, and examine the evidence that reveals Jason's affections for Carly never completely dissipated. From their early days as allies to their recent emotional reunions, their love story is one of strong loyalty, silent longing, and irresistible connection. 1. The origins of Jason and Carly's relationship. Jason and Carly's romance began under challenging circumstances. When Carly first arrived in Port Charles, she was a schemer with a hidden agenda. She was intended to kill Bobby Spencer, her biological mother. However, her path met with Jason Quartermain before he became Jason Morgan, and an unlikely relationship blossomed. Introduction. The scenario where Willow shockingly shoots Drew, followed by Nina's involvement in concealing the crime, presents a rich tapestry of drama, moral complexity, and psychological tension. Such a storyline, common in soap operas or thriller genres, thrives on unexpected twists and the exploration of human frailty. This analysis delves into the narrative potential of this plot, examining character motivations, the intricacies of the cover-up, and the ensuing consequences, while reflecting on broader themes of morality, loyalty, and redemption. The shocking act. Willow shoots Drew. Circumstances leading to the shooting. Willow, perhaps a character known for her integrity, finds herself in a volatile situation where she fatally shoots Drew. The shock factor arises from her perceived moral compass. Was it self-defense, an accident, or a crime of passion? Suppose Drew, a trusted friend or lover, betrayed her, perhaps through infidelity or a hidden agenda. Alternatively, a heated argument escalates, with a weapon impulsively used. The setting, a secluded location or a public confrontation, adds layers to the incident's impact. Immediate aftermath. The immediacy of the act leaves Willow in visceral shock. Her trembling hands, Drew's lifeless body, and the eerie silence amplify the gravity. Emotionally, she oscillates between denial and panic. This moment crystallizes her transformation from an ordinary individual to someone burdened by a life-altering secret. Nina's dilemma. Decision to cover up the crime. Relationship dynamics. Nina's involvement hinges on her connections to both Willow and Drew. If she's Willow's confidant, her loyalty is tested. Alternatively, if Nina harbors secrets tied to Drew, her motivation might be self-preservation. Perhaps Nina sees an opportunity to manipulate Willow, gaining leverage. Her backstory, a history of moral ambiguity or a protective instinct, shapes her decision. Motivations for involvement. Nina's reasons could range from empathy, protecting Willow from prison, to manipulation, controlling the narrative for personal gain. If she's complicit in other misdeeds, this cover-up becomes another thread in a web of lies. Her choice reflects a moral crossroads, revealing her true character. The mechanics of the cover-up. Strategic steps. Nina's expertise in deception comes to the fore. She might dispose of the weapon, fabricate an alibi, or stage the scene as a burglary. Digital footprints, phone records, surveillance footage, require meticulous erasure. Nina's calm demeanor contrasts with Willow's fragility, highlighting their dynamic. Risks and challenges. Unexpected witnesses, such as a neighbor hearing the shot, threaten exposure. Forensic evidence like ballistics matching looms as a threat. Each step introduces new vulnerabilities, ratcheting up tension as the duo navigates close calls. Moral and psychological consequences. Guilt and paranoia. Willow's psyche unravels. Sleepless nights and haunting visions of Drew plague her. Paranoia sets in. She jumps at every knock, fearing discovery. Nina, initially stoic, begins to fray, her conscience gnawing at her resolve. Their interactions grow strained, trust eroding under the weight of their secret. Impact on relationships. Willow's detachment from loved ones sparks suspicion. A partner notices her absence during the crime's timeline, while Drew's family demands answers. Nina's altered behavior, increased secrecy or uncharacteristic generosity, hints at her role, creating rifts in her relationships. Unraveling the truth. Potential plot developments. Suspicions and investigations. A diligent detective, perhaps with a personal tie to Drew, doggedly pursues leads. Red herrings misdirect, but a slip-up, a misplaced bullet casing or a witness recalling Nina's car, fuels doubt. Secondary characters like a journalist digging into Drew's past add layers of intrigue. The cover-up crumbles. Pressure mounts. Forensic breakthroughs or a deathbed confession expose cracks. Willow, overwhelmed by guilt, contemplates turning herself in, clashing with Nina's desperation to remain silent. Betrayals emerge, a friend blackmails them, or an accomplice turns informant. Themes explored. Morality and loyalty. The storyline probes the cost of loyalty. Is Nina's aid noble or self-serving? Willow's internal conflict mirrors the struggle between self-preservation and redemption. The narrative questions whether moral absolutes exist in shades of gray. Consequences of secrets. The cover-up's ripple effects, distrust, collateral damage, underscore how one act can devastate countless lives. The psychological toll becomes a character itself, shaping decisions and destinies. Conclusion. Legacy of the crime. Whether the truth emerges or remains buried, the characters are irrevocably changed. Willow's journey from victim to perpetrator or vice versa offers commentary on human fallibility. Nina's arc, whether one of tragic downfall or reluctant redemption, serves as a cautionary tale. This storyline, ripe with emotional depth and ethical dilemmas, captivates audiences by mirroring the complexities of real-life moral choices, leaving a lingering reflection on the price of secrets and the possibility of forgiveness.